This is Rabbi Yoseph Vigler. We'll take a look at a clip by Elon Musk. Advice to young people.
Try to be useful. Do things that are useful to your fellow human beings, to the world. It's very hard to be useful. Very hard. Are you contributing more than you consume? Can you try to have a positive net contribution to society? I think that's the thing to aim for. Not to try to be sort of a leader just for the sake of being a leader or whatever. A lot of the time, the people you want as leaders are the people who don't want to be leaders. So, if you can live a useful life, that is a good life, a life worth having lived. And like I said, I would encourage people to use the mental tools of physics and apply them broadly in life.
The greatest leader of all time was Moses. Moses, when he stood at the burning bush, he argued with God for 7 days. God says, go out and lead the Jewish people out of Egypt. And Moshe says, I'm so sorry. God, send someone else. And he's actually fighting and arguing with God. Because Moshe doesn't see himself as important. He doesn't have an ego. He sees there's a picture, there's something needs to be done. But someone else can do it better than I can. So send someone else. Send my brother, send Aaron. Send someone else. Today, leaders are running. You run for president. You run for election. A true leader runs away from election. A true leader realizes that there's something to be done and the task is mammoth and I don't want to be the one to do it. If you run away from the honor, then the glory and the honor will pursue you. But if you chase after it, it will run away from you.
But I put a lot of stock and certainly have a lot of respect for someone who puts in an honest day's work to do useful things, and just generally to have not a zero-sum mindset, or have more of a grow the pie mindset. If you sort of say when we see people perhaps including some very smart people kind of taking an attitude of doing things that seem like morally questionable, it's often because they have at a base sort of axiomatic level a zero-sum mindset, and they, without realizing it, they don't realize they have a zero-sum mindset, or at least they don't realize it consciously. And so if you have a zero-sum mindset, then the only way to get ahead is by taking things from others. If the pie is fixed, then the only way to have more pie is to take someone else's pie.
Imagine a life insurance agent comes over to you and he wants to sell you life insurance. And he says, you might die. And if you die, who's going to take care of your family? And so buy the life insurance from me. Death insurance. As opposed to a life insurance agent comes over to you and he says, you know what? You need life insurance. It's very, very, very important to have life insurance. I don't mind where you buy it. Here's the different types of products I'm going to show you. Here's different type of people you could buy from. There's different companies. You decide which one's better for you. He's taken himself out of the picture. And you may decide to go to someone else. But who are you more likely to go purchase life insurance from? The first guy comes across as sleazy. He cares about himself and not about you. The second guy cares about you.
But this is false. Obviously the pie has grown dramatically over time, the economic pie. So in reality, you can have so overuse this analogy. You can have there's a lot of pie.
Yeah,
pie is not fixed. Yes. So you really want to make sure you're not operating without realizing it from a zero-sum mindset, where the only way to get ahead is to take things from others. Then that's going to result in you trying to take things from others, which is not good. It's much better to work on adding to the economic pie. Maybe, so
So yeah, the pie is big, but I want to get a lot of it. How do you get there? The key is called bitachon, trust in the one above. What you're meant to get, you'll get. And with the greatest toil, you'll never earn 1 penny more than you were supposed to earn. And so when you trust in God, you realize God has your back. Don't worry about it. You'll make whatever you're meant to make. You have to go do the work, but that's it. Once you have that absolute trust in the one above, I'm not scared of you stealing my ideas, of you stealing my money. I'm just going to give. And when I put myself in a position of giving, that's a divine space. It's a holy space. When I'm in a position of receiving, I need to worry. I'm small-minded. So it's true, it's good for business, but it's based on God.
Creating, like I said, creating more than you consume, doing more than you, yeah. So that's a big deal. I think there's like a fair number of people in finance that do have a bit of a zero-sum mindset.
I mean, it's all walks of life. I've seen that. One of the reasons Rogan inspires me is he celebrates others a lot. There's not creating a constant competition. Like there's a scarcity of resources. And what happens when you celebrate others and you promote others, the ideas of others, it actually grows that pie. I mean, the resources become less scarce.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think this is a fascinating point. You'll notice how the world has evolved and is evolving closer and closer to a relationship with the divine. One day, we believe the world will be filled with the glory of God. And what that means is that you'll sense divine energy everywhere. So once upon a time, it used to be a scarcity energy. We don't have, so I've got to take care of myself. Today, it's very clear. When you want to put out a product, Google, AI, whatever product you want to put out, the less you worry about yourself and what you're getting from it, the more successful you'll be. If you worry about the people and the recipients and what they'll get, and you make it about them, not about you, they're more likely to come to you. Then you can market to them afterwards and you'll get whatever you want from it. If the mindset is to give, you actually get far more than if the mindset is to get. It's about being a giver. And it's fascinating how the business world is embracing a divine idea.
Mm-hmm. And that applies in a lot of kinds of domains. It applies in academia, where a lot of people are very see some funding for academic research is zero sum. And it is not. If you celebrate each other, if you get everybody to be excited about AI, about physics, about mathematics, I think there'll be more and more funding, and I think everybody wins. Yeah, that applies, I think, broadly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's not easy, because what you're working with is, man lives in what the Zohar calls a mashcha dechivya, which is a serpent skin. The serpent is the one who seduced Adam and Eve into the primordial sin. And the serpent skin is that when I see you, I right away am thinking about myself. What am I getting out of this? What's the benefit to me? It's all about me. And so I'm not able to build solid relationships because I see you succeeding. I feel jealous of you. I see you getting more money. I see you, someone asks you for a piece of advice, and you actually, somewhere in the back of your mind, you give them negative advice. It's called saying me too. Someone tells you how wonderful they are, how much money they made, and all you're thinking about is me too. Do you know what it feels like when you talk to someone and they don't say me too? They look at you, you're telling them about how much money you made and how you succeeded, and they don't say me too. They don't even think it. They look at you and they say, wow, that's so beautiful. And they celebrate your success. That is intoxicating. Paradoxically, the less you think about yourself and the more you're about the other person, the more the other person is drawn to you, the more you succeed. This requires a basis of bitachon in Hashem. It's turning to God and saying, I trust you, God, that whatever you want from me is there. I trust you that I think about the things I want to receive. I think about the greatest success I want to have. I say, how do I feel if I have that success? I'm going to start feeling that now. And once I start feeling it now, I notice all over, I already have that success. Now I can be out there to be a conduit of divine energy to help others. And when I'm in that space, that's a divine space. It's intoxicating. People are drawn to me.